Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. As you saw in the title, we are going to be doing a 2023 declutter. This is the first declutter of the year and today is New Year's Day, so we are just hopping right into it. So what's going to make this declutter a little harder is that I already did a lot of my big declutters already. I got rid of a lot of old makeup. I already decluttered a lot of my makeup. I went through it and I decluttered everything that was easy to declutter. I decluttered things that I just really knew I didn't want or use, and I decluttered a lot of old makeup. So there might be some products that might be easier to declutter than others, but for the most part it's going to be hard because this stuff is the stuff that was saved from all my other declutters. This is still stuff that I really wanted to keep, but it's still a bit of an overwhelming collection. I want to keep products that I truly in my heart want to keep, and I feel like I can still chop away at my collection a little bit. I don't think I will ever be the one to have like 1 or 2 single shadows and that's it, or 1 and 2 foundations. I'm not that minimal, but I do want to be still a little bit more realistic. So we are going to start off with our single eyeshadows. Please excuse my nails, although they might still look a little pretty. They are just need to be redone, so you know the drill when it comes to that. So I have some ColourPop eyeshadows that I kept but I still feel like I can declutter some of them. So this one's in the shade Ritz. This is actually a pretty popular shade. I feel like it's starting to really come around. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this one. This one is like a white one. It's called Tassel. I am actually going to get rid of this one. I never reach for it and I keep thinking that I'm going to use it and I just don't. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along. This one's in the shade Waddles, I think. It's a beautiful cream shadow and I think it's the one I use the most. So since there is a dent in it, obviously I'm using it, so I'm going to keep that one. This one is in the shade Drift. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along as well. I just don't see myself really reaching for it, and I have eyeshadow palettes that have a similar shade, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along. Out of these two here, these are from Ace Beauty. I'm going to keep the one called Iced Latte, and I'm going to get rid of the one that's called Cotton Candy. It's a bit more of like an orange. They're very similar to the ColourPop eyeshadows, but I did use it and like it for a bit, but we're going to go ahead and pass it along. I don't think I have used this LA one since I bought it. I used it one time for a video. It's called Hollow Glam, I think. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one as well. This one is actually a good favorite of mine. It's in the shade 710 Caramel. This is what it looks like. I have used this a ton, like maybe there you go, you can see a bit of a dent that way, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. I really do like this eyeshadow and it's an easy eyeshadow for the summertime and I love it. All right, these two from Ulta are a bit newer and I really like them, so they are staying. My 2 Jaclyn Hill single eyeshadows are staying. These one's in Glassy and the other is in Frozen. So we're going to keep those. And then the only other 2 that I have that I'm like, do I want to keep? Do I want to get rid of? This one's in the shade Zinc About You and Iconic. So this one's here, this one is broken, so I might just go ahead and get rid of it, but this one's the one I'm going to get rid of. It's in the shade Iconic. And I'm going to keep this one here. It's just so beautiful. It's actually this one right here. So this is the one I'm getting rid of. This is the one that I'm going to keep. This one is in the shade Zinc About You. So we're going to keep this one from Essence. I don't even see these anymore. But yeah, we're going to keep that one. All right, so this one's done. We're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyeshadows so far. So these are from Dose of Colors. I'm going to keep every single one of them. This one's in the shade Hearts of Gold. So this is what that one looks like. This one's in the shade Lock and Key. That's what this one looks like. I had this before and I got rid of it because it was broken, so I rebought it. This one's in the shade Caffeine Queen. I love it because it has like more of a brown undertone. When you put it on, it's not so like dark and purpley, but I really love this eyeshadow. So we are keeping. I got a little carried away a couple years back with these Maybelline single eyeshadows. This one's in the shade Expert, and it is a nice shade. So I don't know. I might keep. I'm only gonna keep one. So we'll see which one. Okay, this one's in the shade Nude Glow, the one that I just swatched. The other one is in the shade Sterling Greige. So let's see. They're both like really, really pretty. Okay, I'm going to keep these for now. If I haven't reached for them or used them by my next declutter, they're going. But for now, they're staying. Goodness, I really thought I was going to get rid of them, but I swatched them. I had a whole bunch, and these were the two that were saved. So I just had to remember to reach them. I have one single eyeshadow that I'm using constantly from Sephora. I need to switch up my single eyeshadows. This one is from Lisa Frank. It's the Heartthrob Matte Eyeshadow, and it's like their Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls collab. It's probably an old eyeshadow, but I have this one here, which is so pretty, but I never reach for it. This one's from L'Oreal. It's in the shade Acromat. This one's such a pretty shade as well for like the fall. I just keep forgetting about it, but I have reached for this one more than the other one. So I'm going to keep this one and get rid of, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeshadows we are getting rid of. And let me see if we can possibly combine. There we go. So we have a whole empty drawer, and we're able to combine all my single eyeshadows now into one drawer. So that's fabulous. So moving on to the next category. All right, so we're sticking to the shadow category for now, but these are more cream type of creams. So I have this shade Knockout from Maybelline, and this is so old and probably like it looks dried out, so we're gonna go ahead and declutter. I do have another one. This one's black, but this one looks like it can almost fall out as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one because this one's really old and I never reached for it, which is so sad. I have the No Budge cream eyeshadows, and I got them because I was like, let me maybe try them as liners. I'm not a big fan of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass them along while they're still kind of new and fresh. Maybe someone else can like use them. All right, so this one is in the shade Rose Gold, and this one's from Charlotte Tilbury. I really like this one. It's not exactly what I expected it to be, but I already have it in my collection, so I'm not gonna get rid of it. Yes, maybe because it's Charlotte Tilbury. That's probably why I'm holding on to it, but this is another really, really old eyeshadow that I don't really use anymore. This one is in the shade Bronze Taupe, and it's just so messy, and I just don't like reach for it. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. 2 ones from e.l.f. I'm going to keep. This one from Pixie I'm gonna keep. This one from NYX I'm gonna keep. This one from Stila I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. This one's in the shade Ballerina. I really do like the shade. It's so pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. When it comes to these cream, these used to be No Budge, like for sure. I used to use these all the time and they did not budge. I've been using them recently, and for some reason they are not staying. They're just disappearing and looking gross. So I don't know if they're getting old. I don't know what it is, but their staying power is no longer. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these. This one is in the shade Iced Mocha. I really, really like this shade and I do like it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I have some from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm not getting rid of these. Again, probably has to do because it's Charlotte Tilbury, but this is what it looks like now. So I got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. Was this in there? I think so. 5, 6, 7, 8. I got rid of 8 items from this drawer, so it's looking a lot less cluttered and way better. And I think I'm going to take everything that's in here and put it in that drawer that we just emptied, and then we'll have a empty drawer where the other makeup is. So that works out great. All right, so out of setting sprays, this is the only setting spray out of my collection that I'm going to get rid of. I go through setting sprays pretty often. One, for some reason, I never got to finish it up, but it is really, really old, and it's just not really my favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Just pretty random, but thought I'd share about it. So I have concealers here. I have my high-end drawer, and this one is more of my like drugstore. I am actually going to get rid of this. This is the Conceal and Perfect Rose. It's just not my favorite. I used it a couple more times and I honestly do not see a difference, and I'm at a point with my makeup that if I don't see a difference, if it's not working, I'm not going to waste time using it. So I do like the contour, the highlight's pretty too, but this is just not my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. I'm going to clean it up a bit and then pass it on. So I'm going to get rid of that. Another product that I do not use is the Niacinamide B3 Color Correcting Neutrogena. It has like a bit of an orangey tint to it to color correct. I don't use this. I don't reach for it. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one as well. I'm going to go ahead and declutter the, it's the Joa Wound Me Up Concealer. I don't reach for this as often as I reach for this Joa concealer. I love this one way more. So, and it's not a bad concealer. It's just out of all of them, I never, ever, ever reach for it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to someone who will get you some use out of it. I am going to get rid of the NYX Professional Makeup Corrector. This is in the shade Light. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Whenever I want a corrector, I reach for this one. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. So this one's basically done. There's nothing else in here that I'm like, yeah, I can get rid of. This one's going to be a little bit of a harder drawer because my high-end concealers, I do really like them, and I probably won't get rid of any, but we will see. I don't think I'm going to get rid of any. There was something in here that I was like, no, it's horrible. I don't like it. I'm not going to keep it just because it's high-end, but everything in here I still like, I still use. So out of my concealer drawer, I got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 products. Not the best. All right. So next category is blushes, and I actually have my face palettes here because I need to compare if I have any like similar shades. This one is in the shade Wine or Mellow Wine. I really, really do like this blush. If I have a similar shade, I might go ahead and choose to declutter, but we will see. This one is in the shade Berry Amore. I think I'm going to get rid of the Berry Amore one. I'm going to get rid of this one. This one is in Let It Smash. It's like a limited edition one from Wet n Wild. I don't reach for it a whole lot, and yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This one is from ColourPop. This one is Crossroads. Is one of their collections that they had. And as you can see, like, it's a blush that I was using. So we might keep it. I mean, I already hit pan on it, so why not, right? Okay, this one is from Laura Lee. It's her Blush Aesthetic palette. And I don't know if I have a color. I feel like the similar color is like this one here called Caramel Cream, but the only thing is this one's like a little bit more nude. This one's a little bit more purple. So I really like this color, and I don't think I'm going to be able to replace it with anything in my collection. Yeah, not even in this palette. I don't see anything. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this one as well. No, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I stopped reaching for it, so I think it's time to let it go. I'm not getting rid of these palettes. I just like have it here to compare. Now for high end, I'm going to be keeping all of my NARS blushes. They're not going anywhere. Same for my Bare Mineral blushes. They are not going anywhere neither. They are all my favorite. I think it's time to pass on this one. This one's from Makeup Geek, and Makeup Geek is sadly no longer a brand. So I think it's just time to let this one go. This one, I think I want to get rid of. It's from Benefit, and as much as I would like to keep it, I don't reach for it because it barely shows up on my skin. It just looks like a highlighter. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. All right, so we are getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting rid of 5 blushes. Next is the bronzer, my all-time favorite. Never getting rid of this. I actually have a backup because do we see that dip? Did not run out of that. LYS is staying. One that I am gonna get rid of is this one here. It's the Matte Manoy Butter Bronzer. It's light, so we're gonna go ahead and definitely declutter this one. I'm gonna try to make it work in the summertime. Everything else is good to stay for now, so that drawer was not exciting. What I will be getting rid of is my Marc Jacobs. This one just doesn't really work out for me. I don't know what the deal is because the bronzer shade is way too light for my skin tone, but the highlighter is way too dark. So I'm like, what in the world is... The blush is nice, but I'm sure someone will see this and get so happy to use it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. I'm also going to pass this along. It's the Complex Culture In the Moment palette. These highlighters are just a little bit too light for me, and this bronzer is too light. The only thing that works is the shade here, so there's no reason to keep it just for that one shade. So we're gonna go ahead and pass this along as well. If my decluttered seems all over the place, like not categorized, like I know some people like to go in the order of like primer, foundation, concealer, I'm kind of just bouncing and grabbing drawers. So if it seems to be all over the place, that's probably why. All right, got my iced coffee. Okay, so highlighters. This is one that I always keep in my collection. It's from Wet n Wild. It's in the shade Precious Petals. And it's a really old highlighter. I had it in my collection for a really, really long time. The packaging is broken as well. So I just think that it's time to say goodbye. So we're going to go ahead and declutter her. I think the only 2 products in here that I'm not going to declutter, but I need to play with because I'm just like, I used this, didn't have a really, really good experience with it. And then this one's like, okay. So we'll see by my next declutter how I feel about them, but I have to play with them a little bit more. So we're going to just leave this drawer be, but I don't think it's a bad drawer for a drugstore, right? It's not overflowing. I think it's okay. Then we have High End. This one I think I'm going to get rid of. It's the Fuego highlighter from Desi and Katie with Dose of Colors. This is so old, and I was keeping it just because, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but you see that there's a good dip. Okay, there's a very good dip in here, and this was my highlighter for a really long time, but I just don't reach for it anymore. Like, I just don't. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It's really, really old. It says it only lasts for 12 months. I've had this for maybe 5 years. I don't know. So that's where we're going to stay with highlighters. I knew not too much was going to happen, but okay. So now for the moment of truth. These are all cream blushes, and I have way too many. We need to get rid of some and pass them along to people that will just get good use out of it, because I just can't use all these cream blushes. They're creams, or they're gonna go bad pretty quickly, and I just can't. So we're gonna start off with a little pile here. This one here is from, what is it called? It's called Wet Cherry from Lime Crime, I think it is. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. I don't really reach for it or use it. And yeah, I thought it was really pretty. I thought it would fall when I saw it, but I never reached for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along. This one is from Morphe. I think I just recently tried this. Oh, it's so pretty. So I do like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. This one's from LYS. So pretty in like the spring and summer. So I'm gonna keep it. This one is from Fenty. It's her cream blush. And yeah, I just love it. So we're gonna keep those. I might have to do some swatches. So this one's from Shein. It's the Color Bloom Cream Blush. It's like pretty, but not wowing me. Okay, this one's in the shade Mai Tai, I guess. Ooh, it's like an orangey. It's like an orangey shade. This one's in the shade Cosmo. Ooh, that looks so pretty. And then this one's in the shade Paloma. Paloma I used recently. All right, so a shade that's not really standing out to me too much is this one here, which is this one. It's the orangey one. It's in Mai Tai. It's from Profusion. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I'm going to go ahead and pass on the Shan 2. I don't really reach for it as much, and it's not anything really super unique. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this. I feel like this shade's also going to be just way too dark for me. Like these are super pigmented. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along as well. This one I'm going to get rid of, the Paradise one. I don't reach for it as much as I used to, so we're going to go ahead and give her a new home. I don't really reach for it. I'm not a huge fan of the Milk Makeup one either, so this is like a mini version, but we're going to go ahead and give her a new home as well. Pixie ones I really do like as well, so we're going to keep. These ones from Rare Beauty we are going to keep. I love every single one of them. We have these. The one from NYX I just recently opened and got, so we're going to keep that one. I have some from LA Colors, and I have one from LA Girl. I think they're sister brands. I don't know. That's what everyone says. So let's do some swatches. We have Nude Glow. Ooh, that's pretty. Then we have Natural Flush. Ooh, this one's like, you see that? Hold on. I don't know if you guys can see that. I know it's a little blurry. I'm trying to get to focus, but it's like turning colors. So maybe that's like a weird pigment thing, but let me see if it like comes. Yeah, it's like not, that looks disgusting. And so because this one's doing it, I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. So we're gonna get rid of these. This one's from LA. This is their Soft Matte Cream Blush. It's not really my favorite, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along. So for cream blushes, I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So most of these are going to get passed along. These are going to get thrown away because I don't know what's going on with those. So 9 cream blushes. These ones from Undone are like my favorite. I use them all the time, so they are not going anywhere. These ones from Milani. This one is in the shade Nude Kiss. We're going to keep that one. This one's really nice for summertime. It's in the shade Coral Crush. This one it's a maybe. It's a maybe. She Glam, this one's really nice. It's their Stay Glam, Stay Real Cosmic Crystal Mousse Blush in Bellini. We're going to keep that one. The reason I don't need 2 like wine cream blushes, they both look so beautiful. I think I like the e.l.f. one better. I think I'm going to keep the e.l.f. one and declutter this one. So all my cream blushes fit. Now, is this still a lot? Yes, 100%. But do I rotate these and use them? Yes. Like there isn't a blush that I'm keeping that I can say like, oh, I don't remember the last time I used it. Like I'm always rotating these through every single day. So no more cream blushes, but for now, I'm going to keep. I actually pulled this drawer thinking it was another cream bronzer drawer, but it's not. It's powder. We're going to keep that. This one, it kind of gives me like Do I want to get rid of it? Do I not want to get rid of it? Jaclyn just needs to come out with more cream bronzers that I can get again. Like, this one's just not my shade. So I think I'm going to pass this along. It makes me sad because it's Jaclyn, and I don't want to get rid of anything that's like Jaclyn or Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm going to pass this along because it's just not my shade. This one's in the shade Toasty, and I wish it was my shade, but it's not. So hopefully she comes out with her cream bronzers again, but we are going to pass this along. Sadly, I thought I would never do that, but we have to. This one is from e.l.f. This one's really old, so I can see myself repurchasing this in the future. It's a really nice one, but it's just, I mean, it's starting to sweat. It looks weird. It's just really old, and yeah, so I don't know, like, it's a very affordable, don't get me wrong, it's a very affordable cream bronzer, and I think that the drugstore is still lacking pretty much when it comes to cream bronzer and contour. But now you have like, oops, but now you have like Milani, who just came out with one. You have Makeup Revolution, who's trying. So I think I'm gonna part from this because it's old, but it's a really good one. Like, e.l.f. was ahead of the game with this palette. And yeah, so I'm gonna pass it along. Well, no, I'm gonna declutter it. It's old. Sorry, my battery died. Okay, so back at it again. The rest of the bronzers that you saw, I was keeping, and I will show you my declutter pile. I am going to be getting rid of just one primer out of all of these primers, and it's going to be this one here from Wet n Wild, which was also a limited edition. And then I feel like I'm getting rid of a lot of Wet n Wild, which I feel so bad, but I don't know. I'm also getting rid of the SpongeBob palette. I really was excited to get this palette, but if you take away the SpongeBob packaging, it's you know? So I am going to go ahead and pass that along. All right, so powders. Powders already had a pretty good declutter. I got rid of a lot of powders, a lot of old powders. So everything that's in here is a lot newer and things that I'm reaching for all the time and using. So I am not going to be getting rid of any powders. Foundations, a lot of these foundations are also staying, like the ones right here. So, I feel like I can get rid of a Zoeva because I have two. So I had to figure out which one's going to be the best shade for me. This is really old. I'm sad I didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to. I did use it a couple times, but I would buy it again, but for right now, it's just too old. I actually went to go use it the other day and I was going to throw it out, but then I was like, no, I'm going to do this declutter, so let me just wait. But it smelled, the scent was way stronger than what it was before, so I think it's going bad. I'm going to declutter this e.l.f. CC cream because I'm not a fan of it. I really wanted to like it. I like it a little bit, but it's just, it looks really heavy on my skin, and so like I like it in the beginning and then it looks so heavy in such a short amount of time. It breaks up on me. So if they can just reformulate it or come out with more of a like lighter weight, more kind of like how the It Cosmetics came out with their like glow one, I think, and then like their, you know how like the newest one that they have, so I don't know, they should come out with a different one. I would definitely try it, but this one here is just a little bit too much. So I'm gonna get rid of these as well. These were from Hard Candy. I really wasn't impressed, so I'm gonna get rid of both of those shades. This one's from Morphe. I think the rest of these I'm going to keep. All right, so now that I put it, I didn't shake it up. It needs to be shaken up. So that's the first one. The first one was 160N. I put it again, like it's on your left. And then the one on the right that has a more like stable glob is 140N. So I'm going to keep 140N and I'm going to get rid of 160N. In stores, I couldn't tell which one because they both look the same, but when you pump them out, 140 looks a bit more of my tone than 160. I could play the card of one for winter, one for summer, but I have a couple things in my collection that I can use for winter, for summer if I need something darker. So, and this is a foundation that I do like, but it's not something that I reach for a lot that I need two shades in, you know? So I'm going to keep 140, right? Yes, 140, which is Energetic, and get rid of 160 Faith. So I'm getting rid of one eyeshadow palette, one primer, and 3, 4, 5 complexion products. This is my whole declutter pile. Like I said, I have already done plenty of declutters. I filmed most of them. There are some, well, there's actually quite a few that I actually do on my own without filming, just because maybe I don't have the time to film, or I'm just like in the mood in that moment to just do it. So, but this is all makeup that I kept like telling myself I wanted to keep. I didn't want to get rid of it. You know, like if I had a choice, I would keep all my cream blushes except for the ones that look bad. But so I really pushed myself a little bit more. I think this is a really good start. I feel a little bit more better with what's staying in my collection, and I'm happy that I can rehome all of these products. This is my throwaway pile. Way too old, not good anymore. All right guys, until the next video. Until next time, bye.